Director for Open Business. She joins me now from Nairobi. I suppose the critics will say, well, you would say that, wouldn't you? In a sense, you would argue that it helps business, but where's the evidence?
Thank you, Richard, and thank you to the International Chamber of Commerce for being a great partner by creating opportunities like this for us to speak about the work that Open for Business does with the private sector for LGBTQ inclusion. Just to explain who Open for Business is, we are a coalition of about 40 global companies advancing LGBTQ equality all over the world, and particularly in challenging markets. For us, challenging markets are markets where LGBTQ communities still face challenges with the laws as they are. Our partners include Microsoft, Google, GlaxoSmithKline.
Yvonne, tell me the evidence that Uganda's economy will suffer.
Yes. So the economic cost, we've seen data that shows that open and inclusive societies are more innovative, more entrepreneurial, and more productive. And the data from all over the world where we work results in similar findings. We know that when countries criminalize homosexuality, that they lose out economically. There are economic impacts to these laws that are springing up and coming up across Africa. The economic case in Kenya can provide an overview of what the economic impact in Uganda would look like.
Okay, so, and yet at the same time, these countries, particularly Uganda and others, are moving towards these more repressive laws. So they're either saying they don't believe you, or they don't care that the commodities markets, the commodities investors, and so maybe we won't have those funny sort of nicey companies, but we'll still have commodities, oils, energies, banking.
Yes, and our work as Open for Business is to continue to highlight the case for the economic inclusion of LGBTQ individuals, and the case that this is a business issue and this is an economic issue. And I'll give a good example of the effect of this. We've already seen how this bill has affected tourism, and we have confirmed reports that businesses have withdrawn their bookings as a result of the AHB anti-homosexuality bill. So it's not that they don't believe this, it's not that governments don't see that this is an economic issue, it's that they're more drawn to criminalizing people identifying as LGBTI or LGBTQ.
So the governments always say, and I've heard this a million times, that either on religious grounds or the population don't want LGBT people. I mean, whether you want them or not, they're there anyway, but you know what I'm saying. The governments are refusing to lead on this issue. Why do you think that is?
I think the work comes in when businesses speak out and explain and articulate what the business issue is. This is not about politics. This is about sound business judgment and good economic policy. This isn't about being politically correct. This is about businesses committing to the global standards of best practice that they've all signed up for.
Related to that, how concerned are you by trends and developments here in the United States? The Florida Don't Say Gay bill, the anti-drag bills that are now populating the United States. Because in countries like Kenya and, say, Uganda, these will be used as examples. Well, if America does that, what are you complaining about us doing this?
Yes, I mean, policies of this kind are starkly out of step with the significant efforts that have been going on in the global world, human rights efforts, and also global business communities to be more inclusive, not less, to unlock value through diverse perspectives and backgrounds for customers, shareholders, and society at large. It is concerning that the work that has been put into LGBTQ inclusion is seemingly going back to the dark ages. And it is worrying because we are seeing that contagion spreading to Africa, spreading to Uganda. Kenya has submitted a family values bill. So it is very concerning for us as a community and as a society that is just coming off of the impact and especially the economic impact of COVID. So it is very concerning, and that's why we are calling on businesses and
Right.
encouraging more and more business to speak on these issues.
Good to see you. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'll have more of this on the profitable moment at the top of the